Hello YouTube and my fellow gladiators. This is Mystikaal, aka Sandra, and I'm here to do a recap for Scandal Season 2, Episode 20, A Woman Scorned. A Woman Scorned, child. Yes, okay, so the episode starts out with Livy swimming in the pool and, doing her laps, going back and forth, and, she's coming to the edge. You see these pair of legs, and it's like, oh my God, who's waiting for Livy at the pool? She comes up, and it's Jake the Snake with his sneaking little ass. He has graduated from like your run-of-the-mill serial killer killing people in the backyard type dude to like a horror movie villain that like this guy that you're running from at breakneck speed and you turn around and he's not behind me. He's like, ah, he's in front of me. Oh, he's behind. Like he's so beyond creepy. Like he makes my skin crawl. He spent the whole episode like running behind Livy, pulling on her pigtails. Like, okay, the president told you to keep guarding her. Did he tell you to harass her the whole time through? Like, I need him to die. I need Jake to die, because he could just leave like Edison did, but that means he could always come back. I need him to die. Permanent, on camera, where we see him taking his last breath, dead. Because, okay, like Shonda wants him to be the hero and she loves him and blah blah blah. Let him die heroically. He can take a bullet for Liv or for the president. Heroically. Take a bullet. Or 50. I don't care. I'm done with him. I can't with him anymore. So I went ahead of myself. The reason he's following her is because, the president told her to guard her because she's in danger, and, she got attacked outside her apartment. So, she's in danger and what have you. And, so she calls the president to call off her puppy. Like, don't call him a puppy. Puppies are cute and cuddly, and you want one. Don't nobody want Jake. He said he'd rather be called a Rottweiler. I'm like, yeah, a rabid Rottweiler in the street is coming for your jugular. But the president won't call him off because she's in danger, and he tells Jake that if she tries to stop him from protecting her, that, we'll take her into custody and put her in a cell for her own protection. It's like, you know what, Fitz, I'm trying to like you. I'm trying to like you again. Can you fix it? Fix it. Getting hot. Damn, Jake. Okay. So we go to Cyrus in the White House, and he's trying to do a damage control because, the First Lady has moved into Blair House. So he comes up with a story that Teddy has chicken pox and the president never had it, so she's quarantining herself there with the baby till he gets better. And he spends the whole episode running back and forth through those tunnels, just heading for a heart attack or a stroke or an aneurysm or something. He's just running back and forth trying to negotiate with Melly for Fitz. And Fitz is just like, I'm not gonna give her what she wants. I'm calling her bluff. She's acting like a child, so you treat her like a child. Just let her pout in the corner or whatever. So in the meantime, Cyrus is trying to negotiate with her, give her, if you come back, we'll help you get into governorship in California, and then that put you on the track to the White House, blah blah blah. So anything he tells her, she's not having it. She wants Fitz to come to her in person to tell her that he regrets his choices, and that he's going to recommit himself to his wife and his family, and that is what she wants. And he has 36 hours to come and do that. Yeah, so in the meantime, at OPA, They're going over the footage from the night that Livy was in the hospital, and Huck was attacked in the storage unit, and they're going over the images of the guy in the baseball cap, and he knows where all the cameras are, so he never lets his face be on camera, and you can see it's his ear. And then my boy Huck comes in. I was like, I know Huck is gonna know his ear, like, 'cause that's just him. He knew it was Charlie's ear, because Huck knows Charlie's ear, knows that Charlie was the guy in the baseball cap. They know that Charlie attacked Huck in the storage unit. Charlie broke into Livy's apartment. Charlie was at the hospital, supposedly to hurt Liv. Who knows what he was going to do once he was there, once he got to her. So this makes Huck reveal to Olivia that Charlie killed Amanda Tanner on Cyrus's orders, which I thought she already knew that Cyrus had Amanda killed, but I don't know, for some reason it seemed like it was new information to her. But Huck said, he knew right away, but he didn't say anything because they have a code. But, seeing as how the last woman that slept with the president wound up dead in the river, he doesn't want anything to happen to Livy, so he reveals it to her. And they go on to speculate and believe that Cyrus is the mole because of all the things that he's had Charlie do for him, and she tells them to be sure. Make sure they're thorough and make sure that they are sure, because the last guy that they accused of being the mole wound up dead, and it wasn't him. So in the meantime, Fitz calls her and tells her he wants her to go to the White House. She says no. He says, fine, then I'll come here. I'd love to meet, I'll go to your office. I'd love to meet all your staff. And of course she goes storming into the White House, and basically, she just goes in there. She's like, what? It's like, he ain't the president. That's her man. Like that, she talks to him with no reverence, no nothing. That's her man. So, she's like, well, what do you want? And he goes, I want you. And she's like, goodbye, Mr. President. And she's just telling him, I'm done. And he's like, no, we're never going to be over, because I'll never be over you. I love you. I want you to forgive me. I want you to take me back. And, she's just like, you know what? Just stop getting my hopes up. Just stop. I'm not a fantasy. I'm not a toy for you to play with when you're lonely or when you're horny. And, I'm not a fantasy. If you want me, earn me. Oh, that delivery of that right there was like, oh, I felt it moving in my spirit. I was like, yes, somebody hand me a tambourine, because I'm finna testify. Like, yes, Livy, you want me, earn me. Yes, because it's funny, just Thursday morning I was thinking about why I have been so sour on the whole Olditz relationship. Like, even the episode last week where, he said, I love you, and all this stuff, and I'm so sorry, and I'm like, yeah, but nothing has changed. Nothing, you have done nothing, like, so what? You love her. You love her, she loves you, but nothing has changed. You're still in the same quagmire, and if it wasn't enough for her 3 years ago, why would it be enough for her now? And it's just, and again, like that whole, she said, stop getting my hopes up. Because even though the first time he said he would leave the White House for her, and then they came up with the plan for him to have the baby to save his presidency, he didn't have to go along with it. Because, Livy cowered in the face of Melly because she feels like a dirty mistress. And then he cut her to the white meat by calling her mistress. And like that just went to the core of all of her insecurities and everything, you know, like she loves this man so much, but if it makes her feel dirty, and you know, you shouldn't feel that way about your love. So I lost track. Okay, so that is why I haven't been on board. Like ever since he called her his mistress and walked out on her in that church, I've been done. Because, you know, the first time, even though, okay, so they came up with the plan for him to have the baby, and well, for Melly to have the baby and do whatever, and it's like, if somebody told me I had to have a baby, and like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be with whoever I'm, like, he never has the courage of his convictions. That is why I wasn't feeling it at all. And so that speech just encapsulated everything I was like thinking. I was like Shonda just wrote this episode thinking of me, because I wasn't feeling it. She felt me not feeling it, and she wrote some stuff for me, because yes, God, testify. So she left him there with, you know, the words on the tip of his tongue, and, you know, stormed out with Jake into, oh my God, when she went into his office and slammed the door in Jake's face. Like, she was slamming the door in Jake's face so much, giving me so much life in this episode. It's like, slam it harder, open it and slam it again, break something. Oh, love that. Okay, so in the meantime, OPA is working out the whole mole situation, and they're trying to track down Charlie's movements, you know, what he's been doing, to make sure that, you know, if Cyrus is really the mole, what did he have Charlie doing for him? So they hack into Cyrus's phone records to see, you know, what dates and times he called Charlie, and so that would give them Charlie's phone, and so they could track his phone and see where he was and what he was doing. So they asked Huck, what does Charlie like? And one of the things that, you know, the last thing he comes up is he likes pastries. So, you know, Charlie the Killer likes pastries. They go to the best bakery in town, and the girl in the bakery knows, oh yeah, he's a regular. He comes in every Thursday and gets some cannolis. Really? Okay. That just seemed real, like, random, that the girl in the bakery would know his schedule, but whatever. So then they find out that, you know, he was at he goes to a bookstore every Thursday, and there's a book club, and he's there, and he gets a girlfriend in the book club, and he makes out with her, and then they call her in to interview her. I find out about her relationship with Charlie, and turns out that her laptop was stolen, and she realizes that she recognizes David from the Defiance grand jury investigation, and so that is why Charlie was involved with her, because he was after Defiance. And so they realize that Cyrus isn't the mole, because he knows everything about Defiance, and all he wants is for that to go away, not for it to get out. So Charlie works for Cyrus, but he also works for the mole, who we don't know who that is yet. Cyrus, in all of his racking his brain trying to get to work this thing out with Fitz and Melly, he goes to Melly and says, what if I can get rid of Olivia Pope? So he has Fitz's secretary, who, by the way, too many people are able to control what she does and does not do. That's a problem. That's a real problem. As much as the problem is that snitchy bitch Hal, who told Melly that you know, Livy was in the office. Okay, first of all, where the hell is Tom? Because Tom needs to shut Hal down. Lock it down, Tom. This snitchy bitch got to go. I'm saying. That's got to be a danger to national security. And this dude just willing to pop off at the mouth every time, you know, the president blinks. Somebody needs to get it together. This is a personnel problem inside the White House, besides just the moan. Okay, so there's a lot happening in this episode. I need to refer to notes because I was like, I'm not going to be able, I can't keep it straight. So Cyrus has Fitz's secretary call Jake and tell him that the president wants him to come back to the office, to the White House, without Olivia because he wants to talk to her. It'll be very quick. Cyrus shows up at Livy's apartment and Jake is there, and he's very surprised to see him, of course, and they have a very close-faced conversation. It's like, are you gonna kiss? Because y'all all up in it. You know, Cyrus threatens that if Jake doesn't let him get in to see Livy, that he'll have to tell the president about the hands-on approach that he is taking to guarding Livy. And, you know, Jake says back, well, I'll have to tell the president that his secretary just tried to get me to leave my post because I only take orders from the president himself. And Cyrus just, you know, scowled at him and went back on the elevator and left. And I was just like, at first I was like, what the hell were you about to do, Cyrus? Come on, you know, Cyrus is my boo. I'm like, what was about to go down? That you didn't get on the phone with Livy and be like, I'm here. Can you tell this fool to get out of my way? But, But then I kind of figured that he was going to try to blackmail Livy into leaving the president alone with the whole Jake sex thing, because, oh, did I say it? Oh, Charlie was in Jake's apartment and saw that Jake had a sex tape of him and Livy, so he called Cyrus and let him know about that. After Cyrus leaves, Livy has Jake come in and they sit down and have a discussion over some wine. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Livy? Don't you remember we hate him? We don't talk to him. You breaking the code. You breaking the code. Why do you have this dude in your house? Oh, okay, so they, you know, have a discussion about Cyrus, and they both think that he's the mole, and that Jake broke in and took the files, or copied the files for the Albatross. And you know what? I may be the only person who doesn't care who the hell a mole is. Like, I have everything else is interesting to me, but when they have that big, like, who is Quinn or who's the mole, like, I don't care. So I'm spending so much time on it. Just this White House intrigue going on, and like, I mean, I guess they got to fill time some way, but I don't care who the mole is. But the conversation gets around to Fitz, and she asks why he slept with her, and he said, oh, you're so amazing, and I didn't know you were Fitz's girl. And, you know, she tries to deny it, and he's like, well, how deep are you with Fitz? How deep are you? How deep are you in with Fitz? And she kissed. I thought the kissing of Jake was over. That should be over. I was not mentally prepared for that. Okay, oh, no. I didn't get to turn away in time. But yeah, she kissed him to try to I guess, throw him off the trail and make him think that, you know, she was into him and there was nothing going on with the president. It didn't work. As soon as she stopped kissing him, he's like, well, how deep are you? So she walked away, goes into her bedroom. Cyrus realizes that he's not going to be able to work it out with Livy, and he's not going to be able to work it out with Melly. So his last gasp of hope is to speak to Fitz. And he's like, you know, do you love being president? Just do you love being president? Because if you do, you have to give for what you love. Just go to Melly and give her what she wants. Just give her whatever she wants. I just love the way he did that. Just give her whatever she wants. And, you know, it's just you have to give for what you love. And Fitz looked at him with that constipated look he always gets whenever he's about to give in to what other people want him to do. So I just knew that he was going to go see Melly and talk to her. And I was turning, because I live tweet, I was going to make a slick comment about, you give for what you love. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw him in front of Livy's door, and I was just, oh my goodness. I felt like Livy, like, oh my God. And he dismissed Jake, like, yes, you are no longer needed. Goodbye. Jake watched him, watched him go into the apartment from the elevator doors, and the elevator doors was closing. Yes, God. So, Fitz goes inside, and she's like, well, what's happening? Why are you here? And he says, someone very wise told me, you have to give for what you love. So I'm here to find out, what do you want? And she's like, we got to, you got 22 minutes. Your wife is about to go on national TV and tell people that you cheated on her. What are you doing? No, we have to fix, like, can we call Cyrus? You have to go to your wife and try to repair your marriage, or call her and try to repair your marriage, or have Cyrus call her and try to repair your marriage. You have to try to repair your marriage, or you're never going to, like, your second term, you're not going to be able to do it. And he's like, yeah, I know. And that's my problem. Now, what is it that you want? Like, I was reclaimed. I was just, I was like, oh my God, he is. So he said, you know what, I realized that I have told you time and time again how much I love you and how much I would give up everything and anything to be with you, but I don't think that you believe me. I was like, no, she don't, and neither do I. What's going on? What is happening? But he said, I'm gonna prove it to you. I am going to run out the clock on my marriage. I'm going to sit here with you and run out the clock on my marriage, and you are going to watch me choose you. You're going to watch me earn you. And she said, oh. And they sat down and they played You're All I Need to Get By Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, and I was just like, seriously, like, with the hands clutching pearls, it's like, oh, like, really, Fitz? Okay, I'm not the giddy one. Like, I'm not the one for all of that giddy nonsense. It's not a space that I can live in for more than a couple of seconds. But ever since this episode, I've been living in the afterglow of watching Fitz do nothing. And by doing nothing, it was everything. Like, I'm like, watching those 22 minutes run by, and he's just sitting there all swaggerific, just looking at her like, yeah, baby. And she's sitting there with, just, I can't believe he's here. I can't believe he's doing this. Like, yes. It's just the looks, and they said not a word, but just the looks between them. It was real special. And it's the fact that he sat there and let the time run out. He did something. He stood for what he said he would do. He said he was going to do it, and he did it, and he had not a care in the world because he was with his sweet baby, even though we have never, ever, ever seen him call her sweet baby. Anyway, it was a wonderful, wonderful moment, and it just like my Grinchy little Olet's heart grew 3 sizes that day. Oh my God! Yes! I mean, the sexy time, you know, like I said, the sex scenes, it's all cute, the sex scene, that's everything, whatever. But just that little section, like, it was everything. It was just everything for me. So, while they sat there and ran out the clock, and, well, after the time ran out and it was time for Melly to go do her press conference, he said, well, do you want me? Do you want to be with me? And she took her time and she got up and she went and kissed him and they got to love making, and all the while it's in a cut with scenes of Melly sitting in Blair house by her damn self. Her face just cracking into a million little pieces, falling to the floor, just like, he didn't come see you, he didn't call you, he didn't send not a text, not an email, he didn't try to Skype with you, he didn't send some smoke signals, drum messages, he didn't send a skylighter, no, like, nothing. He had nothing. He didn't send a Progresso can, just hello, nothing. He had nothing for you. Just, damn, bitch, pick your face up off the floor. Just, oh, ow, that had to hurt. Even though, you know, I don't think she ever really loved him or whatever, but still, just to know, oh, I was trying to do a little something, something. He called my bluff. Well, I guess I'm going to go do this here press conference. So, yeah, I have to give Melly a little bit of credit, because I didn't think she had the balls to actually have this press conference. I thought she just thought she was going to get what she wanted, and she didn't really plan on doing it. But no, she went and she did it. Not only did she do the press conference, but she stuck it to Cyrus at the same time, because she got Cyrus's husband a job at the network just so that she could request him to be her interviewer. Now, messy ass James, you ain't gonna have a husband for long, because every time you seem to get a job, it's because they want you to go against your husband, and you go along with that shit. You messy, and you don't even know that how close you came to getting got. So, I don't know. You probably won't be married for too long. I don't even know if you'll be alive for too long, because you messy and you living with a monster that you don't even know about. Anyway, and then he got all happy and gave Cyrus some of that nana, knowing that he was going to go. Like, okay, if they give you the job, it's one thing, and they tell you, oh, you're going to interview the first lady. Why can't you tell Cyrus ever? You never tell. You always stay blindsiding him. Always. Okay. We'll get back to you on another occasion. Melly has her press conference, and, you know, she says that after everything she's been through with the baby and the Fitz getting shot and all of that, that she found out that her husband had an extramarital affair. She could be referring to anything, because she's saying she found out after all of that stuff happened, but she didn't say like when the affair occurred, and she didn't say that it was occurring currently. So, you know, she says that she hopes the American public can, what foolishness did she say? something like, you know, that they will give us time to work this out and give us their forgiveness, and so like she outed him for cheating, but she kind of gave Fitz an out to like a way that they could work it out, like they could be seen to be working out their marriage and get back together. So she gave him an opportunity to fix it still, which I thought was I thought she was going, you know, the whole crash and burn, you know, scorched earth type of thing. So, but she gave him an out because she didn't really want to do it in the first place. She thought Fitz was going to come. So we'll see how that develops. And what else happened? Oh, I even forgot. So I don't care about who the mole is so much that I forgot to talk about how last week we found out that Jake is part of B613, and the guy that he's working with to try to get the mole, and that they wanted to use Livy as bait to get the mole. He is the head of B613, and he was the one who ordered Huck to be killed, but you know, Charlie faked it and told him that he terminated him when he didn't. And then last week Jake asked to get off of the you know, the case because I guess it's getting too close to home or whatever it is, and the boss said, well, no, you know, there is no out. This is not the deal that you made, which still begs the question: is how did all of the people from B613 and spies like us get out? Because there is no out. There is no retirement plan. There is no like, it seems to me something that you're in until you die. So how did they get out? So anyway, Jake goes to meet with Joe Morton's character, and he says that well, Cyrus let it slip that he knew about the sex tape that Jake has in his apartment, so he knows that Cyrus has an operative that he wants to engage, so he had to get permission. And you know, Joe Morton's character said, yes, your permission, but you know, tread carefully, don't kill them because they might be useful to us. So Charlie goes home, Jake goes home, and he's watching the sex tape with him and Olivia again, and of course just looking at it like the creepiest creep who ever creeped in all of creepdom, you know, like puts the lotion on the basket. So it's just really creepy the way he was watching that sex tape. And then it was like even creepier than the fact that he had, you know, all those cameras all up and through Olivia's apartment, that he has the same thing going on in his apartment. It's weird. I guess if you expecting stuff to go down, but I don't know. And so he had cameras on his place, and he saw Charlie in there watching the sex tape, and so now I guess he's going to try to find out who Charlie is. And I think that's it. That's a wrap on this episode for me. Thanks for watching. Be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, comment, whatever. Fun times and scandals. See you for the next recap. Bye.